Hello Internet and welcome to yet another video. My name is Amir and on today's video we are talking about the Used's new album, Heartwork. Utah-based emo-ish, but not really, band, modern rock band, The Used, have been on the scene for quite some time. I am a Used fan. I wouldn't call myself a huge Used fan, but I know their catalog. I'm quite familiar with their catalog. Was really a big fan of the first 3 records, really the first 4 records, and then kind of lost touch with them from Vulnerable on. There are some songs here and there sprinkled in that I do like from them in that second half of their catalog, but really the first half of their catalog, the first 4 records, specifically Heartwork being my favorite record of theirs, really is what has kind of brought me back to this band again and again. And this record, to me, the new one, Heartwork, sounds like a combination really of those first 4 records. And that's what I kind of find myself coming back to it again and again. I've listened to this record a few times, both in full and just, snippets of certain songs here and there. It is a curious collection of music by a band that I think at this point has said to hell with genres and to hell with boundaries. We're just going to make music, and we're going to make music that we like. And that's what this collection of music sounds like. It sounds like they had an idea for a song and they threw it out there. It didn't matter if it was a quote-unquote used song or a rock song, quote-unquote, or a pop song or anything of that matter. Jazz, swing, whatever. It just kind of got thrown and produced and put out there, and if it was good enough to make this 16-song record, then it made it on the record. I'm not going to go in a track-by-track detail of this record. To me, it's one of those records where I really do like listening to it. Like I said, I go back to it again and again, but it's not a record that I'm like falling in love with. It's just something that I really, really like listening to, and I highly recommend if you are a fan of this band's previous work. I will say standout tracks for me include Paradise Lost, obviously the big opener of the album, Bloody Nose, the ironically named Wow I Hate This Song, 1984 Infinite Jest, Gravity's Rainbow, The Lighthouse featuring Mark Hoppus of Blink-182, Obvious Blase featuring Travis Barker. So really a majority of this album I really like. Now there's some songs on this record that kind of go into this I don't know how to explain it. And it kind of happens in The Lighthouse too, in the chorus of The Lighthouse, where they kind of go in this funk direction out of nowhere. There's slapping bass and there's all this kind of stuff. And it's out of nowhere. So I don't know how to react to it when I hear it. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole type situation, but it's fun for what it is. John Feldmann, the producer of the record, and The Used are such a perfect match for one another, because John Feldmann doesn't have to be restricted by the band's sound or genre. It's like when he works on a Blink-182 record, I feel like they have to feel like they are conformed to what Blink-182 sounds like, versus The Used is just The Used. They're just a band that plays music, and it doesn't necessarily have to be rock music. It doesn't necessarily have to be pop music, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be any sort of music. They just make music, and I think John Feldmann really shines when he works with this band. Every album that he's produced for them, with the exception of Vulnerable, I'm not a big fan of Vulnerable, to me is good. However, it's funny that Heartwork is my favorite record by theirs, because to me, with the exception of The Canyon, and I have to preface that, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this in the comments, I can't get into The Canyon. I don't know why. I listen to the first 3 or 4 songs and I tune out. And I'm a fan of Ross Robinson, the producer. I liked, the stuff that he did, back in the late 90s, with Korn, Limp Bizkit and the like, and Slipknot, obviously. Glassjaw, hello. But there's something about him and The Used to me didn't mesh. And I just maybe have to go back and listen to that record. But Heartwork, the rawness and the arrangements of those songs really, really hit home for me. I will say, if I were to put this in a ranking of all the Used records, I put it somewhere in the middle. I think this is on par with maybe Lies for the Liars. That might be a little blasphemy. I love Lies for the Liars. Yeah, so somewhere in that vicinity of top 4 or 5 records by the band. It's definitely a fantastic collection in that same quality and vein as some of the best stuff that they've done. They described it as a combination of their first record, their second record, their third record, kind of meshing together a little bit, but I do hear a lot of Heartwork stuff in this record as well. That's my review of the new record, Heartwork by The Used. What do you think about this album? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what you think about The Used. I know, I'm sorry I didn't go in depth, but it's just there's so much to talk about that this would be like an hour-long video if I just went into depth with each song. But I think that's why I keep going back to it, because there's so much variety in this record. No two songs sound the same, which I think is probably my favorite part about this record. So let me know what you think about the new album, Heartwork. Let me know what you think about The Used. And yeah, more videos on the channel. So give this video a like if you can. If you enjoy this, please, I would appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Watch some other videos. Watch some ranking videos, some review videos, all that fun stuff. Until next time, my name is Amir. I'll see you.